This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
People, welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. Well, tonight's discussion is regarding, or should I say, in regards to the Memphis mom that found a monster under her daughter's bed. All right, here's what we know. 36-year-old Kendra Scott got a message from, I guess, her surveillance system, camera system on her property that told her there was an intruder. So she jumped in her car and she came home to confront the intruder. Now, when she got there, it's reported that she was banging on the door with gun in hand, saying, "Who's in my house?" Now, once she gained entrance into said house, she went straight to her daughter's room. And when she got to her daughter's room, she found a monster under her daughter's bed. Yes, that's what I said, a monster. Now, this individual's name is Rodarius Morton. Now, Rodarius is a 20-year-old man. Now, some people feel that it's important to know that young Morton has an intellectual disability. That means he might have some cognitive development delays, right? Or delay in his development. Now, apparently, Mr. Morton was hiding under the bed when the mother found him. So she put a gun on him and told him to get out of her house. So as Mr. Morton is collecting his belongings, his personal belongings, she ushered him to the door, escorted him to the door, getting him out her house. Now, reportedly, there was some type of skirmish, and
Timmy has joined
he ended up getting into a little shout match with the individual. And as he walked out the door, reportedly, she shot him in the back of the head. And that's where they found him. Now, when the cops came, she told the cops, "I found this man, strange man, under my daughter's bed, and I did what I had to do, and that was that." And now, the daughter, 13 years of age, told the cops, "I invited young Morton into my mama's home, and this individual also told the cops that when her mother escorted him out, she heard them arguing, and then she heard a bang, and that was it." Now, it's important to know that the young lady snuck the young man in her mother's house while her mother was at work. And I believe this was 1:30 or more in the morning. I think the mom returned at 1:40 after she received the notification. All right, so I don't believe I left anything out, but if I did, it will come up in the conversation.
iPad has joined the meeting.
All right, so I will say this again. Remember, one of the principal parties is an adolescent, is a minor, so let's refrain from referring to her in any slurs. Let's don't be, calling her out her name. Let's remember this is a little girl. But everybody else, have at them. All right, we got Timmy, we got Kiana, we got Patsy, we got Tanya, we got Gregory, we got Robert, and we got Sean. Let's have a discussion. All right. Everybody, go ahead and mute your televisions, any background noises, so that we won't have any interference. Open notes. All right, guys, we got 8 questions. All right. So answer the questions that are being asked. Trust me, these 8 questions are going to lead the conversation, and wait for a break in the conversation if you have any rebuttal. All right. Let's be respectful of our panel members. All right. First question. If you discovered a strange man hiding under your young daughter's bed in the middle of the night, what would your first instinct be, and why? I'm going to purposely start with the gentleman. Ladies, hold tight. Timmy, you're up front. You're up first. Turn your mic on, Tim.
Yeah, yeah, that might be a dangerous thing, especially if you talk to Trick. Yeah, if you talk their mouth and all, yeah, that might get you fucked up. You you might not be able to leave on your own personal charges. You might be leaving out on the stretcher after you get fucked up and call the ambulance for the ass.
Okay. Robert, what about you? If you discovered a strange man hiding under your young daughter's bed in the middle of the night, what would your first instinct be, and why? Turn your mic on. Okay. Gregory, same question.
Um, I think it's two ways that it could have went because if I was in this situation and I had seen on my ring camera that there was an intruder, I would have probably called my daughter to see what was going on first before I had even left work, being the person that this mother was. You get what I'm saying? Because apparently she's leaving her 13-year-old daughter alone in the house overnight while she's going to work an overnight shift. So she has to make the money, I guess. That's what's going on at this point. So I would have called first to see what was going on because I know my daughter's there. If I trust my daughter enough to leave her alone in the house at this age, she should be able to answer the phone and tell me if there's an intruder. And then I would have made my decision from there because I already know that somebody's in the house because I got the alert from the ring camera. So once if she lied and said that there was nobody in the house, I would have came home to check anyways because I'm figuring that she's lying. Or if I'm running a strict program, this is the second option. If I'm running a strict program and I told your ass there better not be nobody coming in this house while I'm at work, and then somebody came in there. When I'm coming there, I'm not coming to kill anybody, but everybody's getting fucked up because I'm assuming that these kids are about her age. I'm not assuming this is gonna be a grown man. You get what I'm saying? When I'm walking in the house, I'm not coming in with deadly intent to kill a 13-year-old. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Sean, what's your perspective? If you discovered a strange man hiding under your young daughter's bed in the middle of the night, what would your first instinct be, and why?
all these hands are flying automatically because number one, my daughter is only 13 years old. Um, and you're a grown man in my house in the middle of the night. Yes, hands are flying. We'll ask questions later.
Okay. Brimage, are you with us?
Yeah.
I walk in and I see that my foot is going through your ass. And the next thing is you better be hoping like how I'm so blind that I put my hand on that trigger. That lady, even if she knew or not knew, it was the disrespect from her daughter and the stranger that was in her home. So on one hand, she's ticked the hell off at the stranger, probably not even know him from a hole in the wall, even if it was a snake for her daughter's entertainment. It was just the idea of a grown young man in her home without her permission. That's where I'm going based on. So I would have been upset as a parent and I would have put my foot through his ass. He's lucky if a father didn't walk into that situation. It could have been a little bit more physical than just a shot to the head.
Mm-hmm. All right. A
So
little fun fact that I forgot. And Gregory basically stated it. She warned her daughter, if I didn't state that early on beforehand, that she did not want to find any more boys, male
Anymore.
men
Woo.
in her house. And she said, if I find any man in my house, I'm going to put a hole in their ass. So I
And
think
that's
that
what she threatened the daughter with, and that's what the prosecution's gonna go with.
now just hold on to that. Hold on to that thought. Everybody, Sean, was you gonna say something before I go to the ladies?
no.
Okay, ladies. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which way should I go? Duchess, you ready?
Sure.
If you discovered a strange man and you're hiding under your young daughter's bed in the middle of the night, what would be your first instinct and why?
I'm grabbing the biggest, heaviest thing I can and I'm starting to swing. So I might hit her too. No, I will hit her too. I'm hitting her, I'm hitting him.
Yes.
Everybody's getting hit.
Everybody's getting whooped.
Because ain't nobody supposed to be in here but the clock on at freaking 1 o'clock in the morning. So somebody's going out in the ambulance and somebody might be going to the morgue. But everybody's getting hit.
Okay. Patsy, what's your perspective?
Same thing. Everybody getting ass women. Somebody might be getting a shot in their ass and in some kind of part of their body, and it just happened to be in the head. No, sorry, no, no, no. This shit ain't happening. You're supposed to be in bed. As my young daughter at 13, you're supposed to be in that bed instead of hiding someone underneath the bed. What the hell, you know?
Okay. Tanya, what about you, beloved? If you discovered a strange man hiding under your young daughter's bed in the middle of the night, what would be your first instinct and why?
My first instinct is hands flowing, like what everybody else said. But I'm also calling the police at the same time because he's an intruder. And he's an adult, basically, and it's statutory rape, whether she invited him or not. She's gonna get her ass whooped for inviting him. I know when I was that age, my mother said she didn't want nobody in the house, but she wasn't home. Nobody was in that house when she wasn't home. Now you already being disrespectful to me by having him come there. When I already told you I didn't want nothing like that happening. So yeah, ask what police call.
All right, stay right there, Tanya, because I'm gonna wait. Let me see. Does anybody have a rebuttal before we go on to question number
I
two?
was gonna actually ask.
Reported on this type of tumor. Or let's
Mute your phone, mute your phone, whoever that is, please.
2012 for 1200. He dispelled the idea that
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Patsy.
They. Oh my God! I lost my train of thought.
Okay, you want me to come back to you?
Yeah, and we'll go on to the next question if I think about it.
Okay.
Did you say that she had a alert from from the house? She got she must have had her cameras on
She
or
did.
something. Yeah,
She
well,
did.
see that how dumb could people be? I mean, this is with the young generation. They do dumb stuff. You can't deny anything if you're caught on camera. If she sees things, how you gonna, get around, make up an excuse of what she saw?
Mhm.
It alerted somebody that's not supposed to be there is in her damn house. Why wouldn't she go there and go crazy?
Okay.
That's what a mother or a father would have done. Either parent would have done it.
Okay. Tanya, you
I
want to
just
start?
remember what I was
All right.
saying.
Go ahead, Patsy.
If I got a ringtone notice, I was headed back to the house, I would have been calling the popo right there and then and there.
Right.
Look here, I'm on my way to the house. Someone's in my house. Y'all need to get there before I do, otherwise somebody's gonna get really hurt.
Okay. Tanya, I'm gonna let you go first on question number two. Question number two. Why would any young girl invite a 20-year-old man into her home while her mother is at work? Furthermore, what type of dangers might she, I repeat, might she encounter when doing so? Meaning the daughter.
Yeah. Okay, that's a two-part question.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and the first part was, repeat the first part.
Why would any young girl invite a 20-year-old into her home while her mother is at work?
That's a young girl who thinks she's grown. Think that she could do whatever she want to do because her mother's not there at night. And obviously it has to be a history of this type of pattern going on if the mother is telling her she don't want any more young boys, young men in her house. So unfortunately the little girl was acting growner than what she was, what her age required her to be. She didn't have any respect for her mother. She was being disrespectful. That will call into question for me the relationship between the mother and the daughter. And it will also call into question to me what has she gone through before that makes her feel like that she's mature enough and ready for some type of interaction like that. And this
Hold on before I go on. Hold on before I go on because I want to make sure I'm clear about this. So I paraphrased when I said what her mother said. So my words is my words. It's a paraphrase of what she said. So when I said any more men, that was I'm paraphrasing because I don't know for certain what she said, other than the fact that she said she didn't want to find no men in her house.
Okay, let me say this. There had to be a pattern already happening if the mother put cameras and stuff in the house.
Yeah, she feels like her daughter is fast.
To begin with, so there had to be a pattern of development, which will further had me thinking what was going on with the daughter to get her to the point where she felt she was mature enough to be engaging in that type of relationship. And then she's setting herself up for rape. for
Okay.
potential murder,
Mm-hmm.
and the mother should have called the police, like Patsy said, on her way to the house.
Okay. Robert, same question. Why would any young girl invite a 20-year-old man into her home while her mother is at work? Furthermore, what type of dangers might she encounter when doing so?
Well, a young girl that invites a much older man into their home while their mom is not home is a young girl that needs a itch scratch that her mother or her father can't scratch for her. So she's gonna take a chance because she is probably at her most sexual peak because she's been tampered with by an older person. I don't. I'm hating to think that he might not have been her first, but it's just a girl that is sorry, my bad. I would call a little bit fast in advance, and the danger of all of that is you cannot trust any and everybody to come in your home when your parents is not there because you're setting yourself up for to be a victim of rape, murder, and STD and a lot of other things.
Patsy, what's your perspective? Why would any young girl invite a 20-year-old man into her home while her mama is at work? Furthermore, what type of dangers might she encounter when doing so?
Um, a very fast little girl. Um, like Robert said, a damaged girl because obviously something happened to her, and I'm thinking maybe she told her mom or somebody and about a person touching her inappropriately and she wasn't believed. So now she's acting out at 13 years old and be like, well, you ain't gonna believe nothing I say anyway, so it don't matter. Like she does not feel like her words are being respected. Her what she says does not matter to any adult, especially her mother. There's something broken between the mom and the daughter's like, well, you don't give a darn anyways.
Mm,
So there's something in the relationship between mom and daughter that has already been broken. And some man that the mother had over might have touched her and she was not believed when she said something. So, and then she's not realizing how much more danger she could encounter, even if she did encounter some type of situation before this occurrence. Yeah.
Timmy, why would any young girl invite a 20-year-old man into her home while her mother is at work? Furthermore, what type of dangers might she encounter when doing so? Turn your mic on, Tim. All right, G, you have it.
She's a fast, rebellious, defiant young woman, and like Patsy was, saying, she's probably mad at her mom for some reason. I don't know if she doesn't want to respect the authority, but we're not gonna sit here and act like we don't know that everything for young women has took a turn for the worse, and it's more people that want to fight with their mothers and want to do rebellious things, and they want to go against the grain. So I you can't move around that aspect of everything to even be like, well, maybe the mother didn't do this, but maybe the mother did do something, and the young girl's just rebellious. You get what I'm saying? Because what she's seeing in today, oh, excuse me, in today's society, oh my God, in today's society is pointing towards that direction to be rebellious, be defiant, don't respect anybody. So she probably didn't really respect her mom's rules because of the way she felt. She's 13. She probably already had a taste of this and that, and she don't give a goddamn. Her mother said she don't want nobody in this house.
Mm, okay. Duchess, why would any young girl invite a 20-year-old man into her home while her mother is at work? Furthermore, what type of dangers might she encounter when doing so?
Well, I mean, like Tanya said, she thinks she's grown. You know, she thinks she could do whatever she wants. Kids are sneaky. Um, what dangers could she come? I mean, she could invite the wrong man into her house who doesn't just mean to get some. He could intend to I mean, it's still considered statutory rape, but he could rape her, kill her, kidnap her. Uh, this girl had other siblings in the home, do
Yes,
something
she
to the
did.
other children. So, I mean, if a person who means no good, this is I don't know, this is like Birdman rubbing his hands together, rubbing his hands together. He has the lay of the land. He could do what he wants. Could also harm the mother when she tries to come home. So, I mean, it could turn into a real ugly situation. But yeah, kids tend to think that they are, uh, smarter than they are, and they think that they're mature when they don't have they don't have a mature bone in their body.
Well said,
And,
well said.
and they think they smarter than their parents. Like the parent ain't been through what they gone through. Ain't
That's what I
tried.
said. I think they think they're smarter than they are. They think they're smarter than everybody. Nobody can tell them nothing. Nobody.
Mm,
They're the beginning and they're the alpha and the omega. They think they're everything in between.
okay. Sean, turn your mic on, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Why would any young girl invite a 20-year-old man into her home while her mom's is at work? Furthermore, what type of dangers might she encounter when doing so?
Well, why a 13-year-old would invite a grown man into her home without the mother being home? I cannot even fathom what goes through this generation's mind. I mean, we hear the stories all the time that, yeah, the young girls, their first experiences usually with someone much older than them. Um, this clearly sounds like a situation that has possibly happened before.
Mm-hmm.
And without even adding more details, what could possibly happen is exactly what happened to this young man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we can also think, I mean, others have already hit on it. She could have definitely put herself in danger, even if she thought she knew who the individual was. And she decided that she wanted to change her mind on whatever game plan that they had. And they wanted to stick to the game plan and decided that they was going to make sure that what I came here for is being carried out.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sean, stay right there. I'm going to give you question number 3. Should an adult's intellectual disability excuse any inappropriate conduct when interacting with an adolescent?
I'm not an expert, but I know that for certain individuals that have an intellectual problem, they definitely understand right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And until the trial comes up, or not trial, but until the further investigation is done, we won't know what his capacity, his intellectual capacity was. If he understood that she was a young girl, or did was he even led to believe by her if she
Yes, was he
was
lied to?
older or younger? Did she
Uh,
tell her true age?
I'll give you a little fun fact. According to the deceased's sister, no one knew did Rodarius snuck out the house.
Yeah, but that's on their side. We don't know what communication he had with the 13-year-old.
So again,
What
uh,
scale of the
And
spectrum is this boy
that
on?
still doesn't say anything about his mental knowledge of being aware of if he was doing something wrong or right. You know what
there
I
you
mean?
go.
He had to know something was wrong if he was hiding under the bed.
Aha.
Exactly. I think,
Well, she could have
He
told
could
him
have
to do
told
that.
exactly.
She could have
That's
said,
yeah,
"Get under the
but
bed."
that's my
the
mother. Get
And
the
under the bed.
even,
but
Mm-hmm.
how do we
but
even know
it
if he
Now,
really
also
wait,
knows this girl? He could have been walking by.
one
He's
at a time.
retarded, right?
No,
He's
no, no,
walking
no.
No,
by. He's
no,
a
Can,
little.
no,
Excuse me. He's
not
on
at
the
can I
one
try to
thirty
spectrum.
at
jump in
night.
here?
No, no, no.
Not at
Excuse me.
1:30 at night.
Well, I don't know how much of
Hold up. I'm gonna
what I
What was
let
the
you.
think
question, Dave?
developmental
Hold on,
disability.
hold on. Let Sean finish. And Tanya, can I take that as your answer that you gave?
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, was you finished?
No, I was finished.
Uh, I'm gonna say the question again. I'm gonna read the question again because I'm gonna be clear about what his disability was.
Mm.
All right, hold on. Let me get it back. All right, here we go. Question number 3. Should an adult's intellectual disability excuse any inappropriate conduct when interacting with an adolescent? Robert?
No, it shouldn't excuse it. Sean mentioned earlier, just a minute ago, he said that he's pretty sure they know right from wrong. And I'm pretty sure they know what makes them feel good and what doesn't. If that kid found his way over to this young 13-year-old girl's residence, and if I'm right, I believe this time when mom's noticed it might have been 1 o'clock in the morning when she got the alert.
After
So
one.
so what is really going on? You gotta know where you was going, how to get over, and what to do in case of a situation did jump off as mom coming home catching you guys. You scurried yourself with your belongings out the front door to get back to safety or back to where you came from. You know right from wrong. You was thinking pretty much clearly enough for me to put my foot up your ass again.
Okay. Gregory?
Let me get the question again.
Should an adult with an intellectual disability be excused? Well, let me get it for you right. I want to give you the exact question what I gave everybody else. Question number 3. Should an adult's intellectual disability excuse any inappropriate conduct when interacting with an adolescent?
Hell no, because he should know right from wrong. And like Uncle Rob just said, if you don't know right from wrong, how did you get there at the right time then? It's crazy.
Okay. Patsy?
I concur, like I've seen so many people with disabilities, especially intellectual. Now, you know, you in summer in this girl's room, she 13, you 20, and you hear the mother banging on the door talking about who's in my house. You hiding, I don't care if the girl told you to hide underneath my bed. You hid underneath the bed either way. So you knew you was wrong for being in that house after 1 o'clock in the morning. Come on, you gotta use some of that common sense your parents done taught you as you were growing up. Right from wrong, da da da. You don't go over people's house when there's not a parent there.
Mm,
No,
okay.
it's not an excuse.
I'm gonna.
Timmy,
Oh, go ahead. Go to
I'm
Timmy.
gonna let you go after Tanya. Timmy, turn your mic on. Okay, go ahead, Tanya.
Yeah, I think yeah, I agree along with the piano. He knew right from wrong. You didn't have that much this this disability when you was making your way there to her house. And like I said earlier, everybody in this day and age got cameras. They got cameras on the outside of the house. They got cameras on the inside of the house. I don't understand at your age, why would you go to a 13-year-old girl's house knowing that her mother is not there? You think it's that her mother was some type of mother that allowed her fucking daughter to have boys over at her house when she ain't home. She don't allow it. That's why she had the cameras in the house, you know. And you as a 20-year-old should have the good sense to know that at that time be going to somebody's house. Yeah, you are asking for a foot up your ass, like Robin said. But instead of getting the foot, you got a bullet.
Tanya, you were saying?
Yeah, I was just gonna say there had to be some familiarity going on here that he felt comfortable enough to be. I'm I'm gonna say that they have to been doing this on a consistent basis, and the fact that the mother got alerted, I don't think that she knew that cameras, that ringtone and stuff have been added to the house. The alarm system have been. It sounds like that she caught them off guard by coming home when she did. Like the girl wasn't expecting her to be home at that time. That's why she told him to hide under the bed.
Yeah.
And kind of that's where I
You
was
told him to
thinking
hide
like,
under the bed because she was banging on the door talking about who's in my house. They got scared. Hide
yeah,
under
but
the bed.
the thing about it is, why did the disabled, maybe not knowing too much from right from wrong, go into the back entrance instead of the front? They knew what they was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kiana,
Yes.
question number 3. Should an adult's intellectual disability excuse any inappropriate conduct when dealing with an adolescent?
No, the law doesn't distinguish that, so no.
Mm, mm. All right, let me say this. So, within my profession, I've worked with people with developmental delays, hidden disabilities, uh, all type of disabilities. Um, and what I know is both society and often the parents have a habit of making excuses, allowances, coddling these individuals when they do something wrong. And then they refer to the disability. Well, he or she has a disability, and this is why they are behaving as such. Well, they can't help it because they have a disability. Now, I'm going to tell you this. When you raise a child to believe that their disability is an excuse for bad behavior, then you have adults that you have children that grow up to be adults with the same type of mindset. Now, again, question. You have the fun fact. His middle school teacher that came forth and said that he was an innocent soul, so to speak. I'm paraphrasing again. And perhaps he did not know what type of environment he was walking into. He didn't know the dangers that awaited him. She only wishes that mom would have done something different, that she would have called the police, that there was a different outcome. I'm pretty sure everybody,
So how much on a spectrum was this guy?
I'm pretty sure everybody after the fact, well, I want to believe that everybody after the fact probably felt the same way. They wished that the outcome was different other than a fatal shooting. We don't know on what level his disability is. It just says that he has an intellectual disability slash developmental delay. Now that can imply he has any of the following. He could have a learning disability that could consist of like excuse me, but I can't say it.
Dyslexia.
Right? He could have a problem with comprehending what he's reading. He probably can't read. It could be a number of learning disabilities. We don't know.
He could be lacking critical thinking skills.
Yes, we're just going based upon what the middle school teacher has stated. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, if you've seen something different. It almost seems like she's the only one that came to his defense from the community and said this and that about him.
Well, should she be investigated? Because why are you sympathizing with rape? This isn't cool.
Well,
we don't know if it was rape.
She said she did not condone his act.
Statutory rape.
So wait a minute. The little girl said she didn't condone his act.
No. This was the middle school teacher. Go ahead, enlighten us on Kiana.
No, I'm talking about the lady that was defending the boy.
That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead and enlighten us.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, how much on the spectrum was he to even have that comment made?
She's gonna tell you. Go ahead, Kiana. Kiana, turn your mic on.
I was washing my hands. No, she did not say what because I watched the video before we got on. Mm-hmm. So she did not say what his developmental delays were. She said she did not condone his acts or his action, but she wished that the outcome would have been different because he didn't deserve that. That's I'm synopsisizing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody deserves to die. That's true, except pedophiles and rapists.
She had choices. She could have held them hostage till the cops came.
Yeah, that's what she did say.
She could have ran them out the house with the gun. Get out of here! Don't come back over here. She could have did a couple of things before.
I guess that's what she could have done. But when you're in the midst of a heightened situation, I think that what is that? 2020
hindsight.
Of course, plays differently than when you're in the midst in the moment.
That's right.
And you're upset of the situation that's in front of you. You don't really have time to decompress, think, count, take a breather. And you're upset that some boy, some man is in your house.
This man had pubic hairs and a
She was
bid.
at like I said, there had to be like a history of this going on that she
Well,
put.
the girl had from what I've seen, even from the videos that we watched, we were given. She has done. She has been bringing people to her mother's house.
Mhm.
So he wasn't the
Exactly.
first person, but
Mm-hmm.
again, we I don't know the age of those people who
Others.
were coming before.
Yeah.
So basically, she was
Doing
she
this
got
for
a
clout.
little hot under her ass, and she thought that she was a queen bee and she could do whatever the hell she wanted to do. Not thinking that her 13-year-old mindset has consequences.
Mm-hmm. All right. That was a hot one.
She got that boy killed.
Hold on.
Yes, sir. That's all I thought, Uncle T.
Yeah, she got him killed. That you knew your mother didn't want people coming over there, and you invited. So it could have been
You
a,
said, what
a
about the little
15-year
retard
old
boy?
or a 14-year-old, but I'm pretty sure those 14 to 15-year-olds, their parents definitely ain't gonna allow them to be roaming the street at no
Y'all act like
damn.
y'all wasn't sneaking out the
Yep.
house at 13 or 14. Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
No, I
let's get
was,
far
but
removed from
I
this shit.
wasn't 20 sneaking into the 13
Well,
year
no, you
old.
wasn't 20, but you damn sure was between, I want to say even 12, between 12 and 17, sneaking somewhere
Yeah,
you
I
ain't had
felt
no
bad because
business being.
I done jumped into a couple of windows and
I
got caught
see
by a couple of
you
moms,
and
and I
you
didn't get
lucky.
shot in the
And you
back of my
lucky.
head.
And you lucky. I can honestly say I didn't sneak in nobody's house. I walked in the front door, met their parents,
Yeah.
and anything I did after their parents left, I've already met the parents. So, and I wasn't messing with nobody that was younger than me. Let me say, if I did, they was a year younger than me or some months younger than me. But most of the women I messed with were older than me. You see, so again,
Me
I
too, Uncle D. I
I
lied
wasn't.
about my age.
I didn't
So
lie
what do you
about
think
my.
that little girl was doing?
No, ain't no Me Too movement over here. I didn't lie about my age. I don't
Can
know
I
what you
can
was
I just
doing.
add that
Yeah.
if this was a pattern of the girls, then I would be interested in knowing what was the dynamic of the mother-daughter relationship.
All right.
And,
That brings us to that next question. Go ahead.
and if there and y'all said there was other siblings, and was she left there to take care of them while the mother just worked if she was a single parent, and if she was in any type of animosity towards the mother
Aha.
because of that.
All right. Let me get this next question here because you're like, let's go to this next question because it's along those lines. All right. Everybody else hold tight. We're gonna start with Tanya. Tanya, is the young lady's promiscuous behavior due to an absentee father, or does she have a rebellious spirit?
I think it could be both. It could be both. I mean, if the mother is a single parent and the father could be and maybe could be in the picture but distant, and the mother is working all the time and she's not getting love from anywhere, any parent, she could be looking for love in all the wrong places. It could be an escape
Okay.
and an escape for her.
Well said. Well said.
And it's the siblings, the siblings got to be younger than her.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. Timmy, you gotta turn your mic on, Tim. All right. Robert, question number 4. Is the young lady's promiscuous behavior due to an absentee father, or does she have a rebellious spirit?
That's a good question. I would go with due to how many absentee fathers? Do they all got the same dad? Is she upset about that because each one of the children probably got their own father and none of them's in said home? But It only makes me wonder that because of none of the children's fathers or father came to the front line as of yet. I don't think I've seen any videos or any audios in regards to what he have to say about this matter at hand. So that makes me think the kid could be a little bit upset. I'm not for certain, but I'm going in that area. And to rebel against what her mother says is probably to stick it to it once again. My dad's not here, or the other children's dad is here, or dads are here, or they're not here either. And mom, you're just a little slut, and I'm upset at you because I learned this behavior from you, so I'm gonna throw it up in your face.
Yes,
It could be
sir.
anything.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, but I also think it is both ways. It's both not having a father and being rebellious. Now, one thing for sure, a 13-year-old, I don't care how responsibility responsibility I mean responsible somebody think their kid is. A kid should be a kid. A kid at 13 should never ever take on a role of trying to be a parent and look after their sibling. Not for no long period of time. An hour, they go into the store for go shopping. Hour 45 minutes. That's sufficient. But going to work and letting a 13-year-old be responsible for two younger, that's too much for them to be trying to, and that too would make them think that they're grown.
That
Well,
they're grown. Yes, sir.
because they are taking care of kids now, some 13-year-olds be like, why should I take care of her kid? I have a kid to take care of my own kid. And nobody loves me. So she wants me to take care of my siblings and she don't show me love. All she's showing me, telling me to take care of my brothers and sisters. So I might as well have my own kid so I can, take care of my own kid. I won't have to deal with taking care my brothers and sisters. She's going to be responsible for them.
Okay. Patsy, what's your perspective?
Can you repeat the question again?
Okay. Question number 4, is the young lady's promiscuous behavior due to an absentee father, or does she have a rebellious spirit?
It's a little bit of both. She could be like on the front of my my dad in here. Why am I responsible for my siblings? And then I'm gonna rebel against my mother because you know what, these kids, my siblings, like everybody said, are not my responsibility. I'm 13, you know. So why should I have responsibility over them and stuff like that? And I think that was part of the reason why the mother might have had cameras in the house and everything, just to kind of like keep an eye on that, and she could see what's going on. You know, if they have cameras in the bedrooms as well as like at the front door, whatever, because you could do that, do like nanny cams in the corner of the bedrooms, especially the 13-year-olds. If she being that sneaky and defiant, having a camera right up in that bedroom so she could see who's coming and going in the house as well as like who's going in and out of that girl's bedroom, you know?
Mhm.
No.
All right. Gregory, what's your perspective?
I believe kids are sponges, so We can say that it's both, yes, but the promiscuity, she is definitely learning that from her mom, and I don't know all the facts, but um, I don't know if she's the oldest child. If there's an older kid in the house with them that allowed this grown man to come in the house to be with their younger sister, then that person should be at fault too,
I think she's
because
the oldest.
well, she's the oldest. Yeah, then that's where what Uncle T comes into play. She's thinking that she's grown. She's taking care of these kids, and the father's not around apparently because we haven't heard no statement from the father. And she's doing what her mom, what she feels like her mom is doing, and we don't know if she has multiple babies' fathers. She could have multiple babies' fathers, but if that's the case, then she is seeing the promiscuity from her mother, from seeing these different men come in the house, and then she's taking care of these kids, and she's thinking she's grown because she's taking care of kids. So she's sneaking different men in the house because she wants to be like her mom, and next thing you know, she's rebelling against the mom because the mom doesn't want boys to come in the house anymore. And she's putting up these cameras. And now she's like, I'm going to bring over this disabled boy, this older man, and get him killed. It's crazy. This is not. Fuck.
All right. Duchess,
Yes,
same question.
exactly. Can you repeat it?
Yep. Question number 4. Is the young lady's promiscuous behavior due to an absentee father, or does she have a rebellious spirit?
I think it could be both. I mean, we're not hearing about the father, so I don't know if he's absent. I mean, he could be deceased. He could uh, be incarcerated. He could be working his ass off too. So, but I'm kind of inclined that a girl with a father in the house would not chance it. Bring a boy into the house, but
I
that's a lie
second that.
too. But that's a lie too. Because some people, you think you got it from 3 to 5. The house is yours, and nobody's around, and you could get
Party
it.
time.
It's a little party time. It's a little whatever, whatever. And as long as you out of here by 5:45, I mean 4:45, you should be good. Now 4:42 come and somebody come home, we're all in trouble. So I mean, I don't want to completely disregard that a man is there, but I'm leaning slightly towards he's not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if is she again, I mean I wasn't that way, but I mean I of course at freaking maybe not 12, but definitely 14. I thought I was grown. My mother told me there's only one queen bee to a hive. And until you get your own hive, this is my hive. So basically, yeah, we both can't be queens in here. So and I knew I wanted to go, but I knew I couldn't go because I couldn't afford to go nowhere. So the hell. Um, so I mean, like I said, I wasn't fast like her, but I mean, if you think you've grown, you think you've grown.
Okay. Sean,
Yes, sir. Question again, please.
was the young lady's promiscuous behavior due to an absentee father, or does she have a rebellious spirit?
I have no idea. Don't know the mindset of that 13-year-old. Um, don't know if her father's in her life or not. And I know she's very disobedient and disrespectful because if the mother told her that she didn't want to catch any boys in the house and yet she allowed this man to be in there, then she's definitely disobedient and disrespectful. What role her daddy plays, I have no idea.
Rimmich, what you say?
Oof.
I already answered this question, but I'll put a little bit like a rebuttal to it. Touch on maybe two people and then I'll give you something else. Okay. Timmy said something about the age that he don't think that the child was old enough to babysit overnight. Okay, yeah, you could say that, but they do say there's really no age limit on when a child is able to start to babysit. Long you got to look at the key word maturity. The next step is experts come in and they say that a child at the age of 15 and 16 properly trained, guided, and learned from their parents how to take care of themselves and others, they will be able to stay overnight and babysit for their younger siblings. The next thing I want to touch was what Patsy said about putting the camera in the bedroom, your daughter's bedroom. Big thing, we do want to respect their privacy. Yeah, we want to look at their telephones, check their voicemails if we could, their text messages, their social medias. But when it comes to them in the bedroom, there's things that they they need their personal space right there in that bedroom. Behind closed doors, you do not want to see what your children might be doing with themselves. So a little bit of respect. You can put a camera on outside the door, see who's entering in the bedroom and exiting the bedroom. But when it comes to bedroom, be mindful of having respect for your children, the way you wanted your parents not to invade your privacy in your bedroom when it came to your intimacy of personal space with yourself. That's all.
All right, let me say this before I go and pay these bills. So we keep talking about these cameras and stuff like that. I think the cameras was an extension of the mom's parenting as well as to ensure that everybody's safety that resides within the home. In regards to the absentee father, or perhaps there may have been or may not be, or his where has he been or where is he? In this situation, there has not been any sign of father, dad, stepdad, step-in dad. No one's come forth to speak on this matter. So it is easy to assume that there is no father in the picture right now.
Can I just add that she is not emulating, well, she's emulating her mother, which means that we always say that this is learned behavior. So if she see different men coming in and out of her mother, that's where she's getting it from. And that point, they don't know their self-worth, and she don't have a man in her life to show her how a woman should be treated and what type of man she should be looking for in her life.
I'm
And
hold on, Robbie. I'm gonna say something in defense of the mom.
Yeah.
This may not even be learned behavior from the mom. In this day and age, these children pick up all the wrong behavior from all the wrong people. Their
Yes, sir.
the
Mhm.
internet,
That's true.
reality TV, all this stuff. So they think
This
that
is true.
this
Yes,
comes with
sir.
being grown, being adult, being mature. It doesn't. It doesn't in any shape or form. And if this mother feels like this child can't be trusted when she's not at home, then perhaps you need, if possible, switch your work shift from the graveyard shift to a shift when the children are at school so you can be at work and be at home when they return during the so you could be there overnight. So that might be something to take into consideration. That not just for Kendra, that's for all these parents, men and women, that are holding down the graveyard shift. Because I this little girl, she's got too much say. She ain't Janet Jackson and she ain't in control. She shouldn't be in control, but I feel like they're giving her far too much say in this situation. And And it's clear that she's the brains of the operation in this scenario. Because let's say young Morton or Radarius, he was listening to
Her.
everything she told him to do,
Mhm.
right? So in any case, we know in this situation, yeah, we all know she stuck him in the back door. He knew when coming in there, regardless. He knew the mama wasn't home. We don't according to them. She never even seen this boy before. The mama. So
Mm.
so when all these people saying this, and I'll say this to all you people, did spewing this nonsense. Oh, she invited him in. I don't give I don't care if she invited him in. That is a little girl. A little girl. He is a grown man. I don't care what his disability is. He is legally a grown man. She knew she was wrong. He knew she was they both knew they was wrong. They both knew they was wrong. Now, what is consent? The age of consent in most states. It's
13.
17 to 18,
In
right?
some states it's 13 if you can get
But
married.
all right, somebody fact check that before we go on before we finish our recording. Because I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it is not 13 in Memphis. Now, some people might say, well, we can't be certain of that because didn't a rock and roll star marry his cousin or something that around about that age? Different strokes for different folks. I don't think that was the case. But someone fact check that and bring it to our attention before the end of this recording.
Let me go.
Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I want to say we're saying a lot of stuff, and I want to talk on what you just spoke on.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at his age, and we're looking at her age, and I'm going to say something that may not be liked, but it's a factual statement.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of 13-year-olds don't look like they're 13.
No, you're right. You're right about that, Sean.
Yeah.
We have not
Yes,
seen
sir.
what this young girl looks like. Now we know her age,
Yeah, but we don't know
but
how
we
she
don't
built.
know what she looks like,
Mm-hmm.
what she's about, or anything like that. We're just going off of
The age.
speculation, off a little bit of stuff that
No.
we've heard of, and
Mm-hmm.
actually all that we heard isn't all the facts.
I don't care what she looked like. As soon as she opens her mouth,
I
she's
knew you was
13.
gonna say that.
Yeah, and that's fine
Yes,
and
man.
dandy. That's but I can combat that because there's a lot of women your age that sounds like 13-year-olds.
Well, they are. They're
Yes,
idiots.
sir.
There's a
In the
bunch of
mind.
idiots. We are walking amongst
She ain't
idiots.
lying.
I know that too.
And so
And you can say, how old are you? God damn, I thought you was
and
12.
that's
Because
where I'm
you
going with
act like a
this.
dummy.
And that's
But
where I'm going with this.
again, he was not intellectually intelligent, so I guess maybe they were on the same level. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
they wasn't talking
Yeah,
about
she
nothing.
manipulated
They
him.
wasn't talking about nothing but getting busy. I don't give a damn.
And that's
That was
it.
the extent of their
Exact. She didn't
conversation.
care.
Let
So
me
And neither did he.
That's what I said. They wasn't talking about nothing.
The
When
dirty,
can I get
dirty
it?
filthies.
When am I getting it? I'm
let
coming to
me
you. You coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
We doing this or we not doing this? That's the extent of their conversation.
let me say
Mm-hmm.
this before we go any further. Sean, I'm gonna implore you to look up that fact check that for me. That age of consent for or in Memphis, Tennessee. And
Okay.
and everybody else hold tight because I'm
Chris,
gonna go ahead, Robbie, and then I'm gonna play
I
this
just
game.
want to jump in with this. What volumes does it speak of the father or fathers that is in the children's lives, if they're active or not? If they're active as a father, this is very alarming, concerning. Your child's mother or children's mother is getting an alert. There's a boy in home and your daughter's being fast again. If you know of this, and if this is the first time coming to your attention, why wouldn't you rush to set home and speak with your daughter, letting her know that you have siblings that is watching? And I don't want your younger siblings to do the things I do not want you doing. So there should have been a man talking on this situation right here. We should have heard the mother say dad came over by now and dealt with his daughter or the rest of the children. Who are these children going to? Why mom's going to have to sit down and do her jail time and all of that. So where's the father or fathers? What type of signs are you showing us? I'm thinking from where I'm sitting, looking at videos, hearing readings during our discussions, there's no father active in these children's lives, because otherwise they would have been speaking on their daughter's behavior.
Okay.
Which means mom is
think
promiscuous
so.
and she has men running in and out of that
But we
household.
don't
But we
And
don't
that's
know
what the
that.
we
daughter
don't know
learned
that
it
to be
from.
so, nephew.
And
Well,
definitely
I'm
what
just speaking hypothetically because
Yeah.
I don't know if she has the same baby's daddy. Like I said, she could have the same baby's daddy. You
I
Well,
never
can have
know.
a and I can have a little pushback on what Robert just said. I hear what he's saying, but there's a lot of men out there that are in their children's lives, and this and the other, and something tragic like this happens. You can't say that they have to come forth and say something. They could still be trying to uh, try to understand why it's like this, and trying to keep as much of their business from other than what we already know in the news, trying to already deal with stuff behind the scenes.
So you
Because I
saying
know I would be one of those people.
you saying he could want to remain incognito?
Not so much as incognito, as being out in the media ain't the first thing on his agenda.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And then some people are just trying to save face because they're a little bit embarrassed because, damn, look, this is me, this is my situation, this is my child, this is what I got to do. This is up in the public's eye now. She got to walk down the street. I got to drive her somewhere. They're looking at me. I don't really want to let everyone know this is the face that goes with father and this daughter.
You can use that, or I can use it. I mean, I'm gonna take it to the extreme. When we have a death in the family, we say we make an announcement, and then we say, "Please grant us our privacy."
Mm-hmm.
Do they do it?
Okay.
No.
Let
That's
me
the
just
people. I'm talking about those individuals that are actually involved in the situation.
No, no, no. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying you can ask that, the same way someone can ask for somebody to be present, and it comes down to the individuals involved. Because this individual can ask people, everybody involved. Let leave them to it, and then look what happens. The media, excuse me, the internet puts everybody's business out there, so you may not be able to remain anonymous forever.
yeah.
Yeah, you
The,
might
the
not,
big age
but
is 17 days.
you're not running yourself out there right
All
away.
right.
Is what I'm saying. The argument was that if there was a father involved, he should be saying something.
Okay. Let's put a pin in that real quick. Sean,
Yes,
The
sir.
least is 17. I looked it up.
It's 18, man.
it's 17.
18.
Okay.
As of 2022 is 18.
Okay, yeah, because it did have an updated addendum to it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we clear now, ladies and gentlemen, all the viewers that will be watching this at home. The consent, the age of consent is what?
18,
And how old is the young lady?
13.
13. So she got 5 more years before she can somebody can basically say, well, she invited him in because she's of legal age. She's not. She's not. So y'all can just shelf that argument about she invited him in. She did do that, but she's still a child.
Up,
Exactly.
stand corrected.
And so
As
is
of
he in the
July
mind.
19, 2024.
Wait,
It's what?
As
biology trumps disability in that situation.
Yes, it does, Patsy.
Go ahead, Sean. What'd you say?
It's called the Romeo and Juliet laws in Tennessee. So the age as of July 19, 2024, because I gave you something from 2022. 2024 says that the person can be at least 13 to 15 years old.
That's what I thought. They've been rolling back a lot of laws.
Whoa.
So when I'm starting to believe these people down there know it
Yes,
themselves, even
Lord.
that 20-year,
But
even that
but
20-year-old knew it.
but with that Romeo and Juliet clause, the other person has to be either, I believe,
Equal age.
16, 17, or
Right,
18. They have to be in their teens. They can't be in their 20s. It's not the same.
right.
Like if your boyfriend is 18 and you're 17, you're quote unquote not of legal age, but that's the only thing. If I'm not mistaken, I
No,
believe
you're
that's the actual
correct.
law.
From
Okay.
from 17 up, they could be that person that deals with a 13 or 15-year-old could be charged with statutory rape.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there we go. There we go. She's still too young. Still
Uh-huh.
too young. So let me ask you a question real quick too. Can someone see what's his name? Great Balls of Fire. What's that
Jerry
rock?
Lee Lewis.
Where was that? Where did that happen at?
That was that
I think that
Louisiana?
was Nashville. Or
Someone
it could be Memphis. I'll check.
someone
I
fact
think
check that.
so.
Someone fact check that.
Louisiana. I know he was born in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So,
All right, I'm gonna pay these
so
bills. When I come back from this bill, someone have that answer for me. All right, guys, this episode of Still a Man Podcast is sponsored by EmporiumPlus.org. Remember, EmporiumPlus.org is an online store. If you can't find what you are looking for in this store, then you are not shopping in the right store. All right. So Robbie, can you tell all the people what type of brands they will find when shopping in Emporium Plus online?
Well, you actually, let's see, you really can go to emporiumplus.org and get yourself a throw or a blanket. That usually means it goes on top of the bed, not under. And you can find that in the following brands: Adaptive Parish Ladies First, SOS Support Our Sisters, U Serum, Still a Man, Envy Forever, some merchant, Emporium Plus. For our viewers that been hanging in there with us, the subscribed ones, we appreciate you. You go on in that box and drop an emoji, spam a comment, smash a like. For the ones who haven't yet done so, there was a game we played called Follow the Leader. Sometimes, if you follow the right leader, you become a winner. Subscribe. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And let me go ahead and spotlight a couple of shirts. So let me see. I think this fits the situation. So I'm going to spotlight the t-shirt or the design that states "I am woman, hear me roar." And also, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. All right. Now, does someone have that information regarding the Great
Hernando,
Balls of Fire?
Yes, Hernando, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
1957.
Yep,
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Here we go again with those M's again. I keep telling y'all,
The ley lines.
those M's. Something's wrong with them.
The
Them
old world.
M's. And
That's how the South.
how old was the individual?
She was
13.
13 and he was 22.
Mm, 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 mm,
There's something wrong in that water down there.
Well, we say that's down south too.
But that's how down south was. I mean, that was a common thing.
Mhm.
I know. And then folks want to talk about our dirty water.
All right, this is a good one. We're gonna go to question number 5.
Wait a
Guys.
minute, our water ain't dirty, Patsy.
It can be, depending on who's swimming and bathing in it, wading in it.
Well, you know that song,
That's that
I
Flint
like
water.
that dirty water, by saying you're my home. So they
I
were
don't.
They was
insulting
talking about
our
alcohol.
No, they were talking about the harbor.
All right, we gonna go. We gonna go question number 5. All right. Should deadly force be a secondary option when dealing with an intruder, or should it be the only option? Sean?
Um, If you have a license to carry and there's an intruder and you feel threatened, it can be one of the options.
Should it be the secondary or the only option?
It could be one of the options.
Okay.
Oh.
Gregory,
Let me get the question again, big dog.
should
Come
deadly
on.
force be a secondary option when dealing with an intruder, or should it be the only option?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm mad I missed how Sean responded. I'm pretty sure he said something like it should be the only option.
Well, you might be wrong because what he actually said, it could
It
be
is
one of
an
the options, not the
Now,
only one. So, what is
I
yours?
mean, in this case, the intruder is really her daughter because she told you out her own mouth that she snuck this boy in. So, if anybody
Mm.
was intruding, it was her. So, listen. It's hard to say. Should the daughter have been shot too?
No, oh, no, see. All right, Robert.
Gregory.
That's a stretch, but let me
You got to
entertain
think
that.
about it Thursday, man.
I'm gonna entertain that little area. Say, since they love the bed so much, and you want to be underneath the bed, instead of me making you dance for me, I'm gonna come in that room and tell you, don't bring your ass from underneath there till I allow you to. You want to be underneath there. We're going to sit here and torture you for a while. I know it's wrong, viewers, but this is just in fantasy world with these sickles be doing stuff, disrespectful things to you as an adult, knowing they shouldn't have done it from the very beginning. So I'm going to entertain the thought of trapping your ass underneath the bed because you want to hide underneath there. So you're gonna stay your ass underneath there for some time, and then I ain't gonna kill you because I still want to be able to raise my family, but I'll torture you. That's why I said try to put my foot through you. But I really think that when they do weird shit back to them. Stay your ass underneath that bed for a good minute.
Okay. Timmy, gotta turn your mic on. Patsy, should deadly force be a secondary option when dealing with intruders, or should it be the only option?
I don't think it should be the only option, but I think I kind of agree with Robert. Torture them. They who's he was he man. They the daughter decided to invite over my house. Um, and then I will also, if I had any zip ties or rope or something, I'd be tying my daughter to something up in that house that is sturdy enough to stay the hell in place, and I'd be beating the crap out of her and eventually pulling them out from underneath the bed and tie him someplace, call the police in the meantime, and I'd be beating the crap out of him, shoot him in the leg or something, or I'd be pulling his pants down and try to do something to his genital.
Say less. Say less.
No,
When we're
Uncle
gonna
Ray
start
Ray.
writing for this, when we're gonna start
No,
writing
No,
for this
Uncle Ray
motion
Ray
picture,
is
Patsy.
gonna pull
no,
him back under the
no,
bed.
no. Tanya, go ahead.
What's the question again, please?
Should deadly force be a secondary option when dealing with intruders, or should it be the only option?
I don't think it should be the only option. And since you only gave me two choices, I'm gonna say it should be a secondary option. I think that when she got the in my opinion, she was calm enough. She left her job in a rage when she should have called the police and reported that there was an intruder in her house and she had young children at her home and met the police there. It told them that she was on her way there and not to enter her home until she got there. You know, I just think that the whole situation, you don't want your young children to be subject to that type of scenery. Now you done shot this boy and killed this boy. Now the rest of the kids are gonna go into a system. If you ain't got no family members for support, if you don't have a village for support, you was thinking enraged. You wasn't thinking rationally, and you wasn't thinking about what was gonna happen to your other children.
Mm,
So I think it should have been a secondary option.
okay. Duchess, what's your perspective?
Can you repeat the question?
Should deadly force be a secondary option when dealing with intruders, or should it be the only option?
Well, I always believe in force. So, um, deadly force because I don't want to be calling no girl my girlfriend. I'm gonna say, ugh, bleh. I'm I'm gonna say it should be an option. Now, mind you, Tanya said that calling the police, but what if he was a minor too? Would they have arrested him as a minor? I mean, because in it from the picture I saw, he didn't look old, but of course he didn't look 13. But um, I don't know. I tell you this all the time. I like a hands-on approach. That's why I try to sit on my hands. I'm trying to think outside of myself because each year I feel like I get violenter and violent. I guess it would be best to send someone else there first because seeing me might be your last vision. I don't know. That's it.
All right, little public announcement. For those of you on this panel that feel that you have the urge or you need and you have a violent tendency to have thoughts about hurting others, dial 1-800 get help. All right, and we're gonna move on. Wait, let me just say this. I'm gonna answer this too. So, should it be a secondary option or the only option? I think it depends on who you are talking to that's going to make that decision. Unfortunately, society has a lot to say about what goes on in people's lives, subsequently their homes, with dealing with their children and others. But yeah, I think if you're trying to avoid a lengthy jail sentence, a prison sentence, then yeah, you should try to refrain from using deadly force. But again, I go back to what I said. The first question: you don't know what you're going to do until you're in the midst of doing what you're doing. You can give as much thought as you want. I mean, I go back to things I said before about I don't. When this lady came home, she probably was angry when she got the alert, but I think by the time she got home, she wasn't still as angry as she was initially because there are claims that anger should only last for 5 minutes. Anything longer than that, it is a state of being madness. So perhaps that's something to consider. And they also are making the argument that she did what she did. It was heat of passion. So everybody keep that in mind.
I
Now,
disagree.
Dave, I
I
just want to
disagree.
say,
I feel like for me,
Me
as
too.
me as a person, I get more angrier and angrier as I think of the situation. And the
Hmm.
mere fact that I knocked on my own damn door in my
And couldn't
house,
get in.
and I couldn't get in, you don't
Hmm.
raised it tenfold. Every bang on that door, 10 times. 10 times.
Where's your keys?
See, I
now,
disagree. Exactly. I
Exactly. I'm
disagree.
not saying she could have had something behind the door that she
Okay.
couldn't get into, or
That's
she
right.
she could, as she thinks she's grown, she probably bought her own lock and put a lock on the door of a fucking room that don't belong to her.
Mm.
Or
Yeah.
better yet, inside the home, our mom has a sliding vote, or one of them sliding
All I'm
locks.
A
saying is,
deadbolt. A
does this
deadbolt.
little girl
Yeah,
have a
she could have
cell
had a
phone?
chain on door, anything.
Does
Police
she
She
law.
have
could
a
have had
cell
a
phone?
deadbolt because she was leaving the kids there, young kids there.
She
Yeah,
could
all
have
right.
she could
So,
have had a police lock too. But I
Does the
mean, like
little
I
girl
said,
have a cell
or
phone?
what
yes,
moms did, you got to think in mind. She's in a little bit upset, ticked off. She just jumped out of the car with her gun and ran to the door and left her keys in the car.
okay. All right.
Does
but
the little girl have a
I
cell phone?
I'm
Cell
not so
phone gonna do? She ain't gonna answer.
Well,
Nope.
I'm just saying, since she seen
but
the intruder alert, whatever, on her phone, she should have called the daughter's phone or the house phone or something.
But
she
she
may
ain't gonna answer it.
she
She
might
ain't
be a
gonna.
cop.
She
Even if she
probably did
didn't, that
call
would
her
have been
daughter,
even
and her
more
daughter
suspicious.
was
Now
busy
I'm,
doing what she was
cause I
doing, and she
already,
didn't pay attention to her phone.
and I
That's why she
already,
answered the door,
wait, hold on.
because
I already told you not to have people coming up in this house.
Mm.
So
Timmy,
yeah,
now
but
I'm under the
I,
impression that you snuck somebody in the house again, like I told you not to.
No,
Tim.
I
she
was
was
gonna
busy.
say
She was busy doing quote unquote grown things that she didn't answer no phone.
that's what it was. But I was going to say, you said society wants to be in people's business. It's not society that's in people's business. People are putting society in their business when they post stuff up on social media. They talk about their problems and shit that they going through in their family. And then when people have their opinion, they get mad and want to start having internet war and whatnot because their feelings are hurt. But here's the thing: stop putting your business out on social media, and society won't be in your goddamn business
Okay,
because
everybody.
everything is not about a buck, especially if you can't handle it, then don't do it.
Okay. Everybody pause for a minute. We got two more questions. Timmy, I'm gonna start with you. Don't go nowhere. Question number 7. Based upon the known details in the fatal shooting of Mr. Morton, would you say the mother, the daughter, or the deceased is at fault for said tragedy?
Everybody has a
Yes,
part.
sir.
They all have a part in it. The main two for the people who are at fault, the mother being because she's the adult of both of those two. Then you got the 20-year-old, so he's a year away. He was going to be a year away from being 21, you know, and so he's a young adult, right? And you got this 13-year-old who don't got no kind of she has no direction on where she's going to go or where things are going to be because she's young. She's still in middle school.
Mm, okay. Gregory,
Let me get the question again, my girl.
based upon the known details of the fatal shooting of Mr. Morton, would you say the mother, daughter, or the deceased is at fault?
Oh yes, like Uncle T said, all three of them's at fault, but I want to blame the mother and the daughter a little bit more, but I want to say this guy too, and everybody's as much as at fault as they should be. He didn't deserve to die because she executed him. It's not. It's not. Oh, excuse me, my fault. I thought I heard some. It's not like she just shot him in the ass or something. She executed this man, walked him out the house, and shot him in the back of the head.
Mm,
And the daughter is promiscuous, as we're already seeing, because she's been having boys coming in and out of this house, as we were just unfolding this on the podcast tonight.
okay. Well said. Well said. Brimage.
All right, let me take a shot at it. Okay, you people, you're watching a movie, television series, the news. We all have choices. So we don't went into this home, lay down in this bedroom. Mom's is at work, working. She left work, came back to her home with her gun. There's choices. If you would just take this movie you're watching or television series or whatever it is and put it all in rewind, that dude walking backwards, changing his mind to make the choice to go over there and sleep with that 13-year-old. That girl
He has joined the
walking
meeting.
backwards from that door that she opened, the back door, and opening it up and letting him in. She going back to her bedroom, wherever she was before she opened the door, in rewind. Changed her mind before she made that choice to do such. The mother, before you checked the cameras or got your alert, got upset, got in your car, drove over there, and put all that back and rewind before you made your choice to go over there and shoot him in the head. Let's do some rewinding and make different choices. You all played a role.
Okay. Well said. Well said. Sean,
Question, please.
question number 7. Based on the known details in the fatal shooting of Mr. Morton, would you say that the mother, daughter, or deceased is at fault for said tragedy?
The mother's at fault. She's the one who did it.
Mm,
Oh,
that's all. That's it.
that's it. That little girl, all she did was wanted that young man to come over, take care of business. All he wanted to do was go over there and take care of business. Did that warrant him to be killed?
You asking us, or you making a statement?
No, I'm just making a statement.
Okay. All right. Well
Mhm.
said. Well said. Patsy, same question.
I think all three of the fault, but I think that young girl was had the most fault into it because the mother forewarned her. Look, did I find any boys out? And she didn't care because even that 20-year-old disabled, mentally disabled kid, even though he's an adult, he's still a kid in a sense compared to mom. If daughter didn't invite him, dude would not have been there. Therefore, mother would not have gotten any notification on an intruder in her house where she is paying the bills, not the daughter, not the young man. Um, but the mother's paying the bills. So therefore, them two, the daughter and the young man, were at fault because if he told the girl no, or if she didn't even if she took heed to what the mother said, there would be no shooting.
Okay.
There would be no killing. That young man would still be alive today. So therefore, she tested the mother by inviting a young man over. And since the mother said, well, I found any boys over here, I'm shooting them. And that's exactly what she said. She did what she said.
You're going
So,
to jail. Premeditation.
Hold on.
Dave, I
Hold
just
on.
add this.
not
Hold on.
Go on.
premeditation. It was a warning, and daughter did not heed to it. So that was the mother's reaction. And now the daughter's paying the price as well as that young man being
Yep.
shot dead. So
Do you
never mind the
remember what the
daughter is
draft
going to
man said?
the mother, you know?
Okay. Robert, brief.
Real brief. That's why I said they all played a role in it because the irony of this little child being able to open up a back door to let this 20-year-old young man into her bedroom and to open up her legs, not to open up the front door for her mom's. Whoa.
Okay. Duchess?
Yes, sir. Get him. Pop, pop, pop.
Duchess?
Yes.
Question number 7.
Yes.
Question number 7. Based on the known details in the fatal shooting of Mr. Morton, would you say that the mother, daughter, or the deceased is at fault for said tragedy?
I say the daughter, the boy, or the man. I mean, again, the mother is at fault as well. But like you said, you don't know. I mean, her even saying I'm gonna shoot somebody when you come into my house, that was probably to maybe scare her daughter to thinking that she would do the right thing. I don't think to me that was premeditated. I say I'm gonna whoop somebody's ass every damn day. Do I do it? No. Could I do it? Yes. Have I done it? Not yet. So um I mean I think they all play a fault. I definitely blame the daughter. I definitely blame the man. And I, as a parent, you don't know what you're going to do until you're put into the situation. You can even pre-plan all the things you're going to do or say, or before you even have your kids, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. But until you have them and you raise them, you never know. So I put more blame on the young man and the daughter than I do the mother.
Okay. Tanya?
Wow.
Tanya? Gotta turn your mic on, T.
Can you go to somebody else real quick? I'm looking something up.
All right. Let me see. I'll stall you out.
He's
Go ahead, Sean. You want to say something?
like, and I ain't trying to start a debate with my team, but some of these answers, like, I'm again, I'm gonna go out there on a limb that like saying like the mother is the one who, as G Money said, executed this man. This man was on his way out the door.
Yes, sir.
What was the reason for shooting him then?
Mental health.
When you didn't shoot him when you first saw him?
I'm gonna say
If he's
his
leaving,
mouth probably said something. He said something to that woman.
Probably
Okay,
said that
okay,
little bitch is
okay.
human.
So because he said
She said,
something
"Wow."
that
okay.
warranted him to be shot in the back of the head.
So,
Mm.
So I
I'm
was
gonna
mean,
put it. I'm gonna
if you
say it.
tell me you coming back as soon as I go away, yeah,
Yeah.
that might not happen. So
And
Yeah, it
Sean,
might
you
not,
should not.
but it's still that's something. She's going away for this.
Yeah,
She's
she
going
might not
away
do
for
that
this.
much
You
time.
gone.
She,
The
You
the
are
devil
gone.
is a lie because that's an execution. He was no threat.
yeah,
Two to the
He
yeah,
back
was
of the
no
head?
threat.
What? Oh my god.
yeah. But
He
when you
was le-
talk
it
we
didn't
to,
shoot to the back of the head. It was just
we have
one.
this same like with that's almost like, and I'm gonna go, like I said,
She's a killer.
I'm going out on a limb with all my analogies here as an examples. What do we say when um when a cop shoots one of us in the back of the head or in the back running away from them?
Got
What
a
do
point.
we say? What do we say when a woman wears
should have been
promiscuous
running.
outfits, meaning that she deserved to have been attacked?
okay. I'm ready, Dave.
I never say that about women's clothing. I believe
No.
that that's
Nobody
an
said that you
excuse.
did.
Never get away with it. No.
But I'm using that as an analogy. What's the difference in it? This boy
Uh,
was leaving the house.
Well,
They said that he was
the the
leaving the house.
the
yeah,
difference
but
is
you
Yes,
don't
sir.
talk
the
smack to
difference is
an
Sean that
angry
people.
woman that got a gun in her damn hand, Sean. That you
I
said some
think
flip
the
shit
difference
that
is
made her pop you in your head.
He didn't
Go ahead.
even say no
Nah,
flip shit.
the
Hold,
She seen the pubic
hold
hairs
on, guys.
and the facial hair. Said,
Hold on.
I'ma
the
kill
difference
this man.
Let's
goes
bring
as a
let's we on. Go ahead,
go
Kiana,
ahead,
and then
Tanya.
all right, Tanya, go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to answer this in the way of I looked up what Tennessee stand your ground law is and how it applies. It allows a person to use deadly force in self-defense in public without a duty to retreat. This applies anywhere you have a lawful right to be, provided
He
you
has
are
joined the
not
meeting.
committing a crime and reasonably believe you face imminent threat or death. Okay, then it says the core rules of the law. No duty to retreat. You do not have to try to run away or escape before using force. If you are in a place you are legally allowed to be, lawful presence, you must not be involved in any illegal activity at the time of the confrontation.
Right,
At that point, he was no longer engaged in the illegal activity of having sex with the minor because he was leaving out the front door. And it also says that it also says that the council doctrine difference is inside the property. The council doctrine applies inside your home, business, or vehicle. Presumed fear. If an intruder forces their way into your home, business, or occupied space, limits enforced. Proportionality. You cannot use deadly force just to stop verbal arguments, minor
right.
assault, or property theft in public. So they were having a confrontation, and at this point it says you can't use deadly force to stop that, and he had turned to walk away. So it basically she executed him.
Okay.
Exactly.
And he
Everybody,
wasn't really the intruder because the daughter invited him in. So and he admitted
everybody
to that.
pause for a minute because somehow we've gotten what's the name, and we got time for one more question. All right. The last question is going to be. Let me pick a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. Was this a justified? Excuse me. Was this a justifiable shooting attributable to parental instinct or the actions of a vigilante? Now, after you answer this, I'm going to need you to mute your phone. Tanya, you're up first.
I'm gonna say vigilante. I just read the what the law is.
Okay. Thank you for your participation and your insight. Timmy. Turn your mic on, Tim.
George Zimmerman. That's what she did. A George Zimmerman, stand your ground. He was in her house. He She let him outside so she wouldn't get blood inside the house.
Whoa,
I thought you was
whoa,
gonna say
whoa,
to kill that
whoa.
man.
Y'all
What
wait.
the hell?
Y'all gonna get your chance. You're gonna get your chance. Timmy, you finish? All right. Timmy's done. Thank you for your insight. I appreciate you. Um, Patsy, was this a justifiable shooting attributable to parental instinct or the acts of a vigilante?
I think it was a combination of both, being a parent and thinking about, like, this is my baby girl. Like, even though she's 13, she's still your baby. You know, and it's parents things. Not that they're not protective of both boys and girls, but they're more protective of girls. And no, we ain't having that over my girls. Sorry, but I think it's a combination of both.
Okay, thank you for your participation.
And parental instinct.
All right, thank you for your participation and your insight. Gregory, what's your perspective?
I'm gonna say it's a combination of both too. And this is some mental health crisis in certain communities because she had this superiority complex where she felt like she was gonna tell her daughter, if you bring somebody else in here, I'm gonna kill them, and then really do it and follow those acts. It's criminal. I'm sorry, but it might not seem premeditated to everybody, but because she said that to her daughter, it makes it premeditated and it makes it malicious. You get what I'm saying? She didn't care if it was a 20-year-old for us to be speaking about who the daughter brought in the house. You get what I'm saying? It could have been another 13-year-old. She wasn't gonna bust a cap in the ass. She was gonna bust a cap in their head. And she meant it. She said, I'm gonna kill somebody, and did it. So this is a mental health crisis. And it's not it's a combination of both. It's not just what you're thinking it is.
All right, thank you for your insight. Kiana, are you still here?
I am. I want a rebuttal, but I'll answer the question.
You can answer the rebuttal and give your answer the last question.
All right. I don't think that any parent has a superiority complex. I think a parent um has authoritative.
Yes, I didn't mean it like that. I
Okay.
don't listen. I'm not saying the parent was wrong at all in whatever she did. Listen, if I told you not to have them boys in this, you better not have. And it's sad that she had to follow through with. This is why I'm saying it's mental health in the black community. It's not just the mother. It's the whole. It's everybody.
Okay.
Everybody is a mental health check. This little
Kiana,
girl is bugging. The older dude with the problems is bugging. The mother's bugging. Everybody's bugging in the community. Where is
okay,
the chill pill at? It's
Kiana.
crazy.
Okay, now ask the question.
All right, so the question number, was this a justifiable shooting attributable to parental instinct or the actions of a vigilante?
I don't think it's either. I think it's a parent. Let's go with a single parent being stretched too thin, a daughter who's taken her mother's absence from work to put a roof over her head as a means to run freaking wild and think that she could do whatever the hell she wanted to do. I think it's a terrible situation that put three people in jeopardy. One is deceased. One is going to be either a ward of the state or something else, and one is going to be serving time. And it's a tragic situation.
Well said, well said. All right. Brimage, Robert,
I'm here.
the question is, was this
Yeah.
a justifiable shooting attributable to parental instinct or the actions of a vigilante?
It's a combination of both, being that the parent, she's running off high emotions. That's her mother's instinct, to go home and want to show her child she has it, even when it's going against what she wants her to do or when she's doing what she needs her to do. She's still a mother first, so she rushed home, riding off her emotions that might not have been a good thing at the time for her because she had a point to prove once again to her daughter that she wasn't going to tolerate disrespect and sneaky shit in her home. So I say it definitely was that, and the reason why it was the other, because if she wasn't clearly thinking that, I'm doing this because that's my daughter, I'm a mother, I love her, I don't want none of this shit to happen because it's going to be a reflection of who she is later in life and how she deals with her children. Then she had in her mind, I'm going to rid the world of this bad person. He would never go to another person's house and be able to do this with their daughter again, or
Putting
let
it down
alone
like old Yeller.
any of my um, children that is upcoming age probably won't have to go through this because I set I don't know the word is a precedence. But
Precedent.
yeah, I set that, and they're gonna respect it. Them boundaries won't never be crossed again. But little does she know it didn't work out in her favor. Um, I will say this: she didn't have to shoot him in the back of his head, and that's the most serious statement I would deliver. Is there was options, and like everyone in life, you have choices. So to the young children out there, and not only the adults, choose your friends wisely. They often tell your future.
Mm. Well said, well said. Thank you for your insight. Appreciate you. Sean, what's your perspective? Was this a justifiable shooting attributable to parental instinct or the actions of a vigilante?
Hmm. In my opinion, it was neither. That mother just lost control. She
Mm,
lost control.
okay. All right. I'm going to end it. I'm going to say this. So, a parent's primary responsibility is to protect their children. So, it was the mother's protective instinct to do what she believed was the best option in this situation. Again, we do not know what we are going to do until we are faced with similar situations. Now, I will say this, some contributing factors are the young lady was told, her mother warned her, and she did not heed her mother's warning. So that was the role that she played in this situation. As the young people like to say, and some adults that shouldn't be saying it, she effed around and she found out. I think that's what happened to both her and the deceased. And then the deceased, you came to that home when that mother was not home. You knew what you was doing when you walked through that back door at the time that you walked in there. When you heard that mother banging on that door, you knew trouble had arrived. And now, what happened after that? That was all because of the decisions that you made initially in coming there. And mom, yes, even if you thought he was doing the right thing in that situation. I'm pretty sure in hindsight, I will hope that if you had this to do all over again, you would have did something totally different. So it would have saved your life, meaning your freedom, preserve your freedom, save that young man's life that is now deceased, gone, and won't get a chance to basically correct the mistake that he made, and save the lives of your other children, including the daughter in question, because now they may or may not have a mother to raise them. All right, people. This has been the Still a Man podcast. See you guys next week. Be good to one another. God bless you.